Hi, this is Dick Bird, and this night we were playing downtown. Well, downtown gets played at least once every night, pretty much. It's a favorite map. A lot of people like it. It's a good map. Um, this isn't really the match I wanted to post, but I haven't gotten around to rendering the one I wanted to post yet, and that's about a 2-hour process. I want to go to bed. This one I already have done, and we did win this one. The one I want to post, we lost. But I thought we lost it really well. It's not too often you can say that you did a good job of losing a match, but this is about as good a job of losing as I ever saw. Anyway, this is the one I think we played after that one. This one, I'm not sure if you can tell, but oh God, I was working really hard to win this one. Not as hard as I was working to lose the other one. I feel that you really work the hardest when you're losing. At least that's the way I think the game ought to be played. Well, you're more motivated when your team is losing. You know, you get in there and you just fight. You know, that's when you get your. So it's about. I mean, it's called warfare. You know, and you're supposed to be fighting. Well, if your team is losing but you still feel like there's a chance you can drag it out, that's when you actually turn it into a fight and it becomes it becomes an actual fight. You know, which is what it's supposed to be. That's what makes this a great game, is that you can actually put some effort into it and get some results. Well, anyway, this was kind of a turnaround match. This is the point, I guess this was probably about a 20-25 minute match. This is the point here at which things were really going badly for us, and I've settled on the usual tactic. If I can manage to grab the bender at the base here, I will use it to defend the core. Not always successfully. In this case, Barr there has managed to plant a mine on our core, and he's just single-handedly taken out several points on us. Or did he? Oh, there's a rare event you sometimes see. These heavy vehicles, if you sit them on top of a spawn point and the vehicle spawns underneath them, it'll flip them over like toys. You really want to avoid that when you're in the levee, because if the levee flips over, that's the end of it. It's going to die. It's going to take us a little while to turn this over here. I saw our prime get taken back by us, so I figured I'd better rush forward and support it as quickly as possible, which is what I do. If you're going to defend base, and you don't usually do that. If you're going to defend the core, you don't usually do that. But if you do it, you don't want to stay there if your prime goes back up. If you get your prime back, you want to get the hell out of there. You want to go forward, support the prime. Most maps I won't defend the core at all. Usually not a good idea. This map you could do it. There's a lot. The core is pretty much enclosed. There's only one approach to it. You can defend it. It works. Most maps can't do that. Not a good idea. We did eventually turn this one around. It did take quite a while. This is probably not the point at which that happened. But again, a typical turnaround match, but yeah, again, I felt like I was just working like a dog all the way through this. I started getting kind of lightheaded at one point. This is the tactic I've found works best for me with the Paladin. A lot of people don't like the Paladin. I don't care much for it either, really, but it can be effective. One good thing to do with it is to roll it forward to a point like that node there with the shield up, and once you're on top of it, you can use that shield and your primary fire and kill everything in the area, including the node. I didn't really last long enough to be as effective with it as I wanted to be, but It did make some progress, a little bit. Although the middle node still remains in blue hands at this point. And of course, our prime is still being fought over. That was kind of discouraging to lose the bender right there. Oh, this was last Sunday night, I think. Real full server. There's like about, oh god, there's at least 20, there's at least like 20, 25 people in this match. I think this was a Sunday night.
Attack the center node.
I'm on your
Yeah.
team, idiot.
So what am I doing here?
Grab the shape
I was just
charge.
fighting, trying like heck to hold on to prime. I think at this point, at this point we're gonna bring it back. Yeah, that was bar again. I was trying to keep from taking the tank node, but I'm not gonna keep doing that. I don't really like to go after the tank node on this level. I feel like it's kind of a distraction. I feel like I'd rather just let them take the tank and just kill the tank when it comes around. Too often on this level, what I'll see is our prime going down and our players running off to take the tank node. And I just feel like that's a huge mistake every time they do that, you know. When your prime is going down, I just don't want to see you going after the tank node, because what you need to be doing is taking the prime back. But instead you're off there dividing your forces while you're busy there fighting over the tank node. Meanwhile your prime goes down, and then suddenly your core is getting hit, and then the next thing you know, you just about lost the match. But by golly, you've got that tank node, and it's good for nothing, because you're going to get if you're lucky enough to get the tank, you're probably going to drive it about 10 feet, and then somebody's going to kill it for you. Tank's not that powerful. I mean, it's useful. If you got it, it's great, you know. If you get into it, yeah, you can get a few kills. It's very useful. You can win the match with it even, but it's not that powerful. It's not worth dividing your efforts over it. I'd rather spend my time taking the nodes and winning the match, which is what you're supposed to be doing, you know. If you can get the tank, fine, but if you're having to work hard at all to hold the nodes, then hold the nodes. Don't worry about the tank. Just keep an eye on it and have something ready to kill it with when it comes around. A manta, a shape charge, a scorpion, whatever it takes, you know. You don't have to take the tank node. You can get by just as well by killing the tank when it comes around. But anyway, yeah, we've gone a pretty good way to turning it around at this point. There's a lot of fighting over midpoint here. This is the way to plant a charge, but my attack went for naught because the midpoint went down before that charge went off. But that would have been a nice attack if I pulled it off. Yeah, we're fighting over the midpoint now. That's good. Yeah, as you can see, I had a chance to get the paladin and passed it by. I don't really like the paladin all that much, although it would have been a good deal to the grab at this point. But yeah, I decided I wanted to go after that prime. Once again, the midpoint went down before I had a chance to do anything here, so yeah, at this point I'm just stranded. I'm decided I'm going to do a little bit of damage before I die. Didn't get to do very much. We've got midpoint again. It's a little tricky, you know, when you spawn and the midpoint's being fought over. You have to constantly keep an eye on it while you're deciding what to do, because whether or not you've got that midpoint, you know, has a lot to say about which way you're going to want to go. And at this point, I'm kind of vacillating between sitting here and killing all these people that are trying to hang around the spawn point for the nuke, waiting for it to come up, but I don't see the nuke coming up, so I figure these people have their timers a little bit out of calibration. And I've decided I don't want to keep wasting my time here, and I better get forward and do something useful instead of sitting there for the next, 2 minutes waiting for that nuke to spawn. So I came up here and I felt like I was being a little bit more productive. Although once again, the midpoint did ultimately remain in blue hands.
Attack the center node.
So yeah, at this point I think the nuke did come up. Maybe not.
Enemy ore carrier down.
Dark Star GT. He's the one that made me lose the previous match. Damn him. Yeah, he played a rather critical role in that match. I'm gonna post that one next. I would have posted it tonight, but I just it's gonna take me. It would take me like 3 hours to get it ready. I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Defend the center node. Attack the tank.
Still fighting over the midpoint. Gonna run through here, try to make a run on the enemy prime. That nuke would come in handy, but it's never there when you really need it. Oh, midpoint's down, but I got a chance to kill the orb carrier. Jump out before they kill me with their steamers, and then kill the orb before they can get that back. Typical maneuver. Once again, we've got the midpoint. Once again, it'll probably go down before I manage to do anything about it. Oh, no, I didn't get very far with that one. Thought I'd jump in there, but those scorpions were waiting for me, of course. Midpoint, yeah, I see we're going back and forth quite a bit here. Yeah, badly timed attack here. They killed me quick coming around that corner. That was bad. I was gonna try to do a quick suicide on that hellbender, but he was waiting for me. Which is exactly what I would do if I was there. At this point, somebody's grabbed the nuke. I don't know who had it. You can see that I'm trying to predict where it's going to pop up. I don't think I ever saw that nuke come up. Yeah, you see that nuke spawn, but sometimes you never see it occur, and you can spend a couple of minutes wondering who ended up with that damn nuke, and just hoping it doesn't pop up at the wrong time, because somebody's gonna bring that thing up, and if you're real unlucky, a couple of people will get together and put together a coordinated attack. Where one of them takes down the first node with the nuke, and then the second guy is waiting with the orb on the next node down the road. I think in this case, yeah, I think maybe the nuke got used on the enemy prime, which was, that was a good thing. I think at this point, we're getting ready to wrap it up. Yeah, this guy, Cleveland Steamer, he had the high score on our team. I was getting a little mad at him. Well, not really, no, but you can see he's got the bender there, and I'm asking him, I'm not yelling at him, but my caps lock is on because my caps lock is one of my controls. Sometimes it's just on. I'm not really yelling at him. I'm just saying, put the bender up on the dock. And I didn't see it at the time, but he replied to that. He just asked me how. I just noticed that a little while ago. That was a little surprising to me. It didn't occur to me that he wouldn't know how to do it. Maybe he does know how to do it. My theory was that he just didn't want to do it. Some people feel like it's wrong to do that. It's wrong to put the bender up on the dock. I mean, I feel like it's necessary. Nothing is wrong when it's necessary. That's kind of a philosophical point of view, I guess. But anyway, yeah. Maybe he just doesn't know how to do it. Some people,
the match.
Well, anyway, great match. Have a good evening.